Welcome back. Let's now turn our attention to Budget 2021 and what it had for the on the personal taxation front. It had a lot of big announcements on healthcare, infrastructure, among other things, but not too much as far as big bang changes on the personal taxation front are concerned. But among other things, there was a clear intent to make things easier from a tax compliance perspective. The fine print, however, showed that there were certain proposals that have been announced and that are going to have an impact on your taxation as well as your investments. So let me take you through what some of these changes actually are going to be, which were announced in yesterday's budget. Now, first off, let's talk about the PF contribution. Now, the interest on PF contribution, if it goes above 2.5 lakh, will now be taxable. So essentially, what it simply means is that if your PF contribution is more than 2.5 lakh, you will have to pay tax on it now. This is because earlier on, any amount of interest on PF contribution was tax exempt, and now, of course, this move has been done to ensure that higher PF contributors, their entire contribution gets rationalized. The other part is unit-linked insurance plans, where there has now been a cap on tax exemption for ULIPs that has been put into place, but if the premium exceeds 2.5 lakh. However, if the amount on maturity, on death is received, then there will continue to be a tax exemption. But if the amount of maturity is more than 2.5 lakh, you will have to pay tax on that. Now, this is good news for senior citizens who are above 75 years, and if their only pension or if they have only interest income, then they will be exempt from filing income tax returns. The other part, of course, is the boost for affordable housing. Now, this is yet the tax incentive for affordable housing, which has been extended for 1 more year. So tax deduction on interest on loan, in fact, a deduction of 1.5 lakh on interest on housing loan, that has been extended for 1 more year. There's been a new section in the IT Act that has been added. This will ensure that a higher rate of TDS or tax deducted at source for non-filers of IT returns will be there. And also liability on dividend income. So advanced tax liability will be made only after the dividend payment. So these are some of the changes that have come to light as far as the tax proposals are concerned in last budget. Meanwhile, let's also tell you what some of the reactions are. Chief Economic Advisor K.V. Subramanian spoke to Mirror Now on a host of issues following the budget, ranging from the government's healthcare spending to the economic growth projection for 21-22 and healthcare spending as well. He emphasized that spending on the COVID vaccine is very important for the government amid a pandemic and added that 11% projection for economic growth is achievable and it is a case of under-promising and over-delivering.
Critics and experts have said that even when it comes to growth and the spending that has been announced, it's just a financial jugglery and redoing of the math. For example, in healthcare, while it does look like a great figure when you say 2.2 lakh crore rupees, this includes water and sanitation. This includes the vaccine spending, which would have been any which ways there. This includes your Jal Jeevan Mission, your finance grants. So effectively, it's not 135% growth, but much lesser to 30%.
Tanvi, I think you have to keep in mind that when you think about healthcare, healthcare includes prevention and cure.
Yes.
And healthcare also, if you look at in terms of the value chain, you have primary, secondary, and tertiary. When an economy spends on good water, on sanitation, these are actually important investments from the perspective of prevention of disease. And therefore, in fact, the return from such spending is even greater than spending that happens on curative healthcare. So in that sense, I would say that it actually is a good thing that the investment has been provided for drinking water through the Jal Jeevan Mission, for sanitation, the Swachh Bharat program, urban Swachh Bharat program. These are all essential parts of healthcare. Sometimes we make the mistake of thinking about healthcare as only curative, but prevention is always better than cure. So in that sense, I think these are actually really tangible aspects of healthcare that have been focused on.
The amounts are great and the investment is in the right direction. The efficacy of the speed at which this will become trickled down, does that worry you? Because there is a big danger of that not happening so soon as you would want to.
This again is an example of moving targets. Yesterday, if somebody had told you that, this is the amount of spending that is going to be done, which is the necessary condition, by the way, and the implementation is a sufficient condition. Yesterday, people were clamoring for the necessary condition to be fulfilled. Now that the necessary condition is fulfilled, I guess it is an aspect of dil mange more, and I actually am as impatient as everybody else. But I do think that, if in terms of the credibility and the honesty with which the arithmetic for the budget has been provided, for instance, the economic survey had actually projected a growth of 11% in real terms. The budget only takes 10.5%. Of which I must point out that the 2.5% of GDP spending in infrastructure, which typically creates a multiplier effect in that year itself. And an NIPFP study shows that 1 rupee invested in infrastructure brings about 2.5 rupees in the same year. So I think that is critical too. So the 2.5% GDP, of GDP on infrastructure has the potential to generate 6%. So that tells you that the 11%, projection for economic growth is definitely achievable. If you take those and then project the tax revenues, I think, they're very credible. Similarly, the non-tax estimate of 1.75 lakh crores is also an underestimate in my opinion, because the proceeds that would come from disinvestment of the two public sector banks and the insurance company has not been taken into account in this. So when you take all of this, I think if you make credible estimates, then the ability to implement this, it is far greater than if you actually, don't make credible estimates. So this is a case of under promising and what is likely to be over delivering.